will now take the session of this meeting of the Clyde Valley Learning Development Joint Committee held on the 11th of December 2023. We have apologies from Councillor Andrew Anderson, and the following members are all present: Councillors Anne McTaggart, Francesca Brennan, Angela Campbell and Lindsay Hamilton. Thank you, and I'll now pass you to the convener for today's business. Councillor Hamilton, you're on mute just now.
That'd be useful. This is going well, isn't it? Is there any declarations of interest? Nope. The minutes of previous meetings is on pages 3 to 6. I'll move the minute as a correct record. Is there any second? Have I got a seconder?
I'll second.
Thank you very much. Do you agree to approve the minute as a correct record? Yes, perfect. Agenda item number 3 is revenue budget monitoring 2023 to 24. Clyde Valley Learning and Development Joint Committee. It's on pages 7 to 10 and it's presented by Aaron Irvin. Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, convener. Hi, yes, this report concerns the revenue monitoring position for 23-24. The content of the report takes us up to the 3rd of November 23, which is period 8 of the financial year. Just a kind of quick high-level summary of the budget. The total budget is, for spend anyway, is £100,000, and that is broken down into 75,000 from member contributions and 25,000 for training spend. We also have the same budgets offsetting an income, giving us a total budget of 0 net. The position to date at period 8 is break even, and the detail of that can be seen in Appendix A. I'd ask the Joint Committee to approve the break even position at period 8, and I'm happy to take any questions on the report.
Thanks, Aaron. Is there any questions on the report? No. I'll move the report, and can I get a seconder, please? Okay, is it agreed? Thank you. Agenda item number 4 is Audit Scotland. It's the annual accounts, which are on pages 11 to 34. Can I ask Donna Rigby from Audit Scotland to take this report? Thank you.
Thanks, convener, and good afternoon, everyone. Our audit completion covering letter with the proposed audit opinion and letter of representation start on page 11 of your papers. The cover letter notes that following completion of our audit work, we'll be issuing an unqualified audit opinion. A copy of that opinion, which will also be included in the audited accounts, can be seen in Appendix A of the letter. In addition, we're required to make the Joint Committee aware of any of the specific findings from the audit, and we've got no such matters to bring to the attention of members. You will also see this reflected in our annual audit report, which I'll cover just shortly. At this point, we would ask that members consider the points highlighted in paragraph 7 of the cover letter. This relates to fraud, subsequent events and compliance with laws and regulations. If you're aware of anything in relation to this, please bring it to our attention prior to signing the accounts this afternoon. Appendix B contains a management letter of representation, which will be signed by the Treasurer and returned to the audit team prior to the independent auditor report being certified. Moving on to the annual audit report, which starts on page 21 of your committee papers. You will note that this is in draft until the annual accounts are certified, and then this will be issued in its final form. Our report summarises the audit work performed in financial year 22-23, and the majority of this work was focused on the year-end annual accounts. Our key messages are found on page 23 of your papers, and these give an overview of the results of the work carried out in the year. The key messages reflect positively on the Joint Committee. In key message 1, you'll see our proposed audit opinion reflected. It's worth noting that this opinion also covers the management commentary and governance statement that form part of the accounts. Our key messages on financial sustainability, governance and the arrangements for securing best value are derived from part 2 of the report. But I'd now like to draw your attention to Exhibit 2 on page 28, Within our annual audit plan that we presented the last joint committee meeting in June, we identified one potential significant risk to the accounts. On the right-hand column of the table in Exhibit 2, you will see that following a conclusion of our audit testing, no issues were identified in relation to this point. And then further down on page 28, I just want to highlight that there were no significant findings to the report and that there were no monetary errors identified in the annual accounts. Finally, we just want to extend our thanks to management and a special thanks to Aaron and Blair for their help on the audit. And I'll just pause there and hand back to convener, but I'm happy to take any comments or questions from members of the committee.
Thank you very much, Donna. Is there any questions? Okay, I'll ask for the report to be noted, and can I ask for a seconder, please? Are we agreed? Yes, thank you very much. I'll head on to agenda item number 5, which is the audited annual accounts, which is page 35 to 66. It's presented by Aaron again. Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, convener. Yep, this report concerns the audited annual accounts for 22-23. As Donna has noted, they've been performing their work over the past few months and we're pleased to receive a clean audit certificate in the accounts. Just that, again, no changes since the previous meeting where the unaudited accounts were presented, but just to recap, there was a surplus of £17,000 at the end of the year. That is carried forward and it reserves for use in future years. That relates to no spend against the supplies and services budget line, which in itself was £17,000. The accounts are attached in Appendix 1 and I'm happy to take any questions on them. Failing that, I'd like to ask the committee to note the clean certificate and ask for the accounts to be approved for signature. Thank you.
Very much, Aaron. Is there any questions? No, no bother. I will ask the report to be approved. Can I get a seconder, please? Thank you very much. And I can ask members to agree to approve the report. Agreed? Yep. Perfect, thank you. Agenda item number 6 is the review of the procedural arrangements, which is pages 67 to 84. And can I ask Stuart to take this, please?
Thanks, convener. The report advises of the review of the Joint Committee's procedural arrangements and the background details are provided at section 3 of the report. Following the review undertaken by officers, no revisions are proposed to the terms of reference or the scheme of delegation. Standing orders and procedures are attached to Appendix 1. They have been amended in line with changes that have been made to South Lanarkshire Council's standing orders and procedures, which mainly reflect legislative requirements and operational arrangements. Standing orders have also been amended to reflect the current full member councils of the project that are represented on the Joint Committee. So I would refer members to section 2 of the report and ask that you please note the position in relation to the terms of reference and scheme of delegation, and also ask that members please consider approval of the revised standing orders and procedures of the Joint Committee. Thank you.
Thanks, Stuart. Is there any questions? No. I'll move the approval of the report. Can I have a seconder, please? Thank you very much. And if we agree the report, that's fine. There have no urgent items of urgent business that have been intimated. So with that, I will close the meeting and ask Stuart to stop the recording. Thank you very much.
Thanks, convener.